in Quran, and the first 10 ayah, but especially ayah number 11, that it says, those people who have belief and also are uh, have a khashya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so they're scared of their a'mal. They're not scared of Allah, but they're scared of their a'mal. And these people, we give them basharat, we give them bashir, that we will give them murzish, and we give them forgiveness, and we have a reward for them, which is also a part of the dua, a 15th day of Ramadan. This khashi of Allah is a ni'mah, and those people who are in nahan and in ashkar, in hiding and in presence, are afraid of their amal actually, and their khashi of Rahman is in their heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah gives them the basharat that I will give them forgiveness. And inshallah, Allah accepts your prayers and your amal in this day, and we will be worthy of being in this majlis to have, angels of Allah, and gives our salutation and basharat and congratulations to Imam Zaman on the anniversary birthday of his Jad, Imam Hassan Mushtaba alayhim assalam. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Inshallah, we will continue the program. Thank you, Brother Mustafa, for Quran recitation. Now Hussein will continue with the manqabat. After that will be presentation by the kids from Sunday school. There will be 2 of them, and then Maulana's lecture at 7:10, inshallah. Hussein.
Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I have 2 manqabats tonight. The first few verses are describe who Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam is, and the theme of the second one is early morning time. Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. کیا بتاؤں کہ کیا ہے حسن، کیا بتاؤں کہ کیا ہے حسن، ایک مزاج خدا ہے حسن، ایک مزاج خدا ہے حسن، کفر مسلم کے ماحول میں فطرت مصطفیٰ ہے حسن. صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. صلح برحق کے میدان کا آخری لافتہ ہے حسن، صلح نامہ تیرا آج بھی ذہنیت آزما ہے حسن، تاج شاہی کی کیا حیثیت تیرا پھینکا ہوا ہے حسن، تیرا پھینکا ہوا ہے حسن، تیری ہی سبز پوشی سے آج باغ ایمان ہرا ہے حسن، کیا بتاؤں کہ کیا ہے حسن، بے سہارا نہیں اشک غم مستقل آسرا ہے حسن، قاسم تیغ زن کی قسم شامل کربلا ہے حسن، سین و دنیا سے کوثر تلک کیف کا مدعا ہے حسن، کیا بتاؤں کہ کیا ہے حسن، ایک مزاج خدا ہے حسن، فطرت مصطفیٰ ہے حسن، آخری لافتہ ہے حسن. صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. This manqibat describes the early morning time that we spend in prayers. بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. مصلی پہ میں نے علی کا قصیدہ جو ہی گنگنایا سویرے سویرے، مصلی پہ میں نے علی کا قصیدہ جو ہی گنگنایا سویرے سویرے، خدا کی قسم پھر عبادت کا مجھ کو، خدا کی قسم پھر عبادت کا مجھ کو بڑا لطف آیا سویرے سویرے، نکل کر اندھیروں کے نرغے سے حر جب در شیپ آیا سویرے سویرے، نکل کر اندھیروں کے نرغے سے حر جب در شیپ آیا سویرے سویرے، تو زہرا کے بیٹے نیک پل میں اس کا، تو زہرا کے بیٹے نیک پل میں اس کا مقدر جگایا سویرے سویرے، ملائک نے جس وقت مدح و ثنا کی فضاؤں میں گونجی صدا یا علی کی. صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. ملائک نے جس وقت مدح و ثنا کی فضاؤں میں گونجی صدا یا علی کی، پرندوں نے بھی اپنی بولی میں نعرہ، پرندوں نے بھی اپنی بولی میں نعرہ علی کا لگایا سویرے سویرے، ہے مرضی حسنین مرضی خدا کی، ابھی سیدہ کے لبوں پر دعا تھی، ہے مرضی حسنین مرضی خدا کی، ابھی سیدہ کے لبوں پر دعا تھی، لباس جنا لے کے رضوان جنت، لباس جنا لے کے رضوان جنت نے در کھٹکھٹایا سویرے سویرے. On this verse I have made a change to one name. مہک باغ عصمت کی ہر سمت پھیلی، لگا یوں کہ آمد ہوئی سیدہ کی، مہک باغ عصمت کی ہر سمت پھیلی، لگا یوں کہ آمد ہوئی ہے حسن کی، جو ہی میں نے گھر میں حدیث کسا کے، جو ہی میں نے گھر میں حدیث کسا کے دیے کو جلایا سویرے سویرے، وہ کثرت سے ورزش کا عادی تھا ملا، کہ بچپن سے پکا فسادی تھا ملا، وہ کثرت سے ورزش کا عادی تھا ملا، کہ بچپن سے پکا فسادی تھا ملا، مگر جب اذاں میں سنا نام حیدر، مگر جب اذاں میں سنا نام حیدر، بڑا تل ملایا سویرے سویرے، مصلی پہ میں نے علی کا قصیدہ جو ہی گنگنایا سویرے سویرے۔ صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد۔
Inshallah, mashallah. We have kids presentation, so I hope Muhammad Ali has a presentation from the Sunday school. Is you ready, Muhammad Ali? Hello, Nadia, Amjad, any of you present? Well, we can move on to the other presentation by Hassan Kazmi on Imam Hussain. Hello?
Hello.
Who is this? Hassan, can you start a presentation? Marhubai, can you do another manqabat?
Yeah, inshallah, I can do that. Topi. پر محمد علی محمد بلندر صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد۔ مقدر میں علی کے غیر کے کار مذلت ہے، مقدر میں علی کے غیر کے کار مذلت ہے، رہے زندہ یا مر جائے بہر صورت ہلاکت ہے، مقدر میں علی کے غیر کے۔ علی ہی باب شہر علم و باب شہر حکمت ہے، علی ہی باب شہر علم و باب شہر حکمت ہے، علی سے دور رہنا ہی جہالت اور حماقت ہے، مقدر میں علی کے غیر کے۔ علی سے بچ کے جا سکتا نہیں مومن ہو کے کافر، علی سے بچ کے جا سکتا نہیں مومن ہو کے کافر، بقول مصطفیٰ جب وہ قسیم نار و جنت ہے، بقول مصطفیٰ جب وہ قسیم نار و جنت है मुकद्दर में अली के गैर के। कहीं नबियों पे ना लग जाए कुफ्र और शिर्क का फतवा, कहीं नबियों पे ना लग जाए कुफ्र और शिर्क का फतवा। उन्हें भी या अली हैदर मदद कहने की आदत है मुकद्दर में। तक़ैया करना भी चाहूं तो मुझसे हो नहीं सकता, तक़ैया करना भी चाहूं तो मुझसे हो नहीं सकता, कि मुझको चलते फिरते या अली कहने की आदत है, कि मुझको चलते फिरते या अली कहने की आदत है मुकद्दर में अली के गैर के। कारे मुज़ल्लत है रहे जिंदा या मर जाए, बाहरी सूरत हलाकत है मुकद्दर में। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद।
So inshallah, Muhammad Ali, you can start now for the presentation.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, no, Hassan, Muhammad Ali is first.
Hi, okay.
You turn off the video on the... Turn off the video, Hassan. Come on, start.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Ali Kulbani. Thank you for coming to my presentation. Presentation on the 99 names of Allah. I will only be presenting 4 names today. Ar-Razak, meaning provider. Benefits of recitation. Repeat Ya Razak 10 times facing Qibla, then 10 times in other 3 directions to remove poverty. Repeat 545 times for increased sustains. Go into seclusion and repeat 1,000 times to meet Prophet Khidr. Write and hang in workplace to be successful. Recite 100 times after Salat al-Jum'ah if stressed or depressed. Al-Akhir, meaning the last. Benefits of recitation. Those who recite Ya Akhir frequently should lead a good life and have a good end at the time of death. Recite 1,000 times on Friday for increased sustains. Kafara, repay for sins. Al-Alim, meaning the knower. Benefits of recitation. Recite Ya Alim 100 times after every wajib salah for intuition. For hidden knowledge, do sajda on Friday night and say Ya Alim 100 times. Recite Ya Alim for the heart to be illuminated. For Hajj desires, go outside, pray 2 rakat salah, then recite Ya Alim 1,000 times. Al-Qadir, meaning the able. Benefits of recitation. Recite Ya Qadir while washing each limb during wudu, and no enemy should harm you. If you face a difficulty, recite Ya Qadir 41 times to be free from difficulty. Recite 305 times when love is not responded. Thank you.
Jazakallah, mashallah.
Thank you for listening to Thank you for listening. May Allah bless all of you for listening to my presentation. May Allah bless me and my family for reciting his names. Happy birthday to Imam Hassan alayhi salam.
Thank you. Good job, Muhammad Ali. Great job. MashaAllah. Now, Hassan, it's your turn.
Okay.
Hassan Kazmi, do presentation on Imam Hassan. Inshallah, start, beta.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. And I wish you all congratulations on Ramadan. It's been a good month so far. And I would also like to congratulate everybody on the birth of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. And we'll start the presentation. So Imam Hassan alayhi salam by me. A couple of facts about his childhood. His full name is Hassan ibn Ali. His parents are Bibi Fatima alayhi salam and Imam Ali alayhi salam. His grandfather is the Holy Prophet Muhammad. He was born in the holy city of Medina on the night of the 15th of Ramadan, approximately 3 years after Hijrah in the year 624. He was born in the house of the Holy Prophet, and in his first years of life, he had the privilege to be under the affectionate shadow of his grandfather. The Caliphate. On the 21st of Ramadan, in the year 40 after Hijrah, Imam Ali passed away. The Muslims acknowledged Imam Ali alayhi salam as the next caliph. Unfortunately, he was grieved and harassed at the death of the Imam. In his first sermon, he delivered the length of virtues and superior qualities of Imam Ali alayhi salam and talked about his lifestyle and dislike for worldly grandeur. His enemies beat him and the believers started crying then, and it was a very tough time for him and his family. He then spoke about his own and his family's distinction. Thereafter, Abdullah ibn Abbas stood up and delivered a speech exhorting people to swear to pay allegiance to Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Not everybody agreed with him, and a lot of people actually very much disliked him. Facts. He passed away in the year 670, around the age of 45. He was the eldest son of Bibi Fatima alayhi salam and Imam Ali alayhi salam. He's one of the 5 holiest ones in Islam. He opened peace negotiations, and later in 1661, he abdicated the caliphate to Muawiyah. He was known for giving to the poor for his kindness. Imam Hassan continued to live in Medina after being abdicated. He is buried in Medina, Saudi Arabia in Jannat al-Baqi, next to supposedly his mother, nobody really knows, and his grand and great-grandson. His siblings were Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, Bibi Kulsum alayhi salam, and Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. His kids were Al-Hassan, Mathana, Qasim, Muhammad ibn Hassan, Abu Bakr ibn Hassan, Fatima, Zayd Abdul Hassan, Zayd Abdullah, Talha, Maymuna, and Bashar, and al-Hussein. Thank you for watching my presentation, and it was a pleasure presenting this to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Wonderful job, Hassan. Good job presenting about Imam Hassan. And inshallah, just quick announcements. The program will continue with Sheikh Ahmed Udar's speech today, followed by last 10 to 15 minutes in question answers. And after question answers, we have few more manqabats by our local reciters, inshallah. Then we do the same after Aftar at 9:45. We will do Dua and Dua Iftitah as going on a daily basis, except Thursdays when we do Dua Kumel. And inshallah, from tomorrow, the lecture will resume as normal time of 6:50 with Quran recitation the kids presentation, and then Maulana's speech at 7:10, followed by question answers every day. Then we have program for Amal Qadr, which will be starting at 10 o'clock for Amal on Amal nights, and for Majalis of Shahadat Imam Ali will start at 6:35 with the Quran station, Marcia, children's presentation and speech, and Noha at 8 o'clock, inshallah. Whole detailed program is on website and on WhatsApp group. So, if brother Sheikh Ahmed, are you logged in yet? I think he just texted me that he was logging on, so I don't think he's here yet. You still have a couple of minutes. Anybody has any other assignment? Brother Jamil, you have any announcement about the fund? As you know that Brother Jamil and some other board members of the community has working on this Imam Zamana project, collecting donations and helping our community members in time of need. So please continue to contribute, because this is an ongoing project of Az-Zahra Center to provide help and assistance people who need help during these tough times. It's not limited to just for this pandemic time when people have lost jobs or not working right now. It's been ongoing projects and will continue, inshallah, after conditions improve and people will be back to work. But so I will encourage everybody to make donation on monthly basis. At least whatever they can do is a $10, $20, whatever. It will continue to be accumulated in the accounts and will come handy when somebody from our community would need help. So please, those who have signed up for monthly contribution, thank you. And those who are thinking about, please go ahead. It's a month of Ramadan, it's a month of blessings from God, and what the best way to thank him by making contribution towards charities. Well, Jimmy, you want to say anything about the project, about the fund?
Abul, you covered it. Sorry about that. I stepped out momentarily. You covered it, everything. So alhamdulillah.
So remember the Iftida again tonight at 9:45. And for the Amals, we will do on the Amal night starting at 10 o'clock. We will follow our book that we normally doing Amals and Center. And most of the Amals consist of du'as. It's only 2 rakat namaz in the beginning. So we will just follow the same format that we're doing it for years. And we'll try to project those pages on share screen so everybody can look at it. So we're working on those technical details, inshallah. By the time come, we'll be ready. But there were some questions about the Amal. So again, we will start on the Amal nights of 19th, 21st, and 23rd, starting at 10 o'clock, inshallah. Okay, Maulana Sheikh is here, so I'll give him, so he can start, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي جعل الحمد مفتاحا لذكره وسببا للمزيد من فضله ودليلا على آلائه وعظمته. ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه وحبيبه حافظ سره ومبلغ رسالاته حبيب إلهنا وشفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين الهداة المهديين، سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون صدق الله العلي العظيم. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all of your efforts in this blessed month, your fasting, Quran recitation, and all of our good deeds are maqbool and accepted. And especially today, I would like to congratulate all of you on the blessed occasion of the anniversary of the wilada of our second Imam, Karim Ahl al-Bayt, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salatu wassalam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq of ziyarah of Madinatul Nabi and the ziyarah of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, and to see that day very soon, that once again the sanctity and the hurma of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam is returned, and once again the ziyarah is built on the grave of Imam al-Hassan and the rest of the Ahlul Bayt and the cemetery of Baqi, inshallah. Today is the 15th of Ramadan. From today until end of Ramadan, I have this tawfiq and this great honor to be with my dear brothers and sisters. And our approach is to learn from the Quran and from the life of Ahlul Bayt, to follow the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he said that inni tarikun fikum al-thaqalain kitab Allah wa itrati, that two precious weighty gifts that I remain and I left after myself for you for your guidance is Quran and my family. And they will not lan yaftariqa, they will never separate from one another, they will be always together hatta yarida alayya al-hawd, until they enter upon my fountain in the day of judgment. So it is very helpful to, especially right now because we are starting on the anniversary of the walada of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, to learn a bit about his life, and we will be able to continue our discussion and we'll elaborate more on the subject of lessons that we can learn from the life of Ahlul Bayt, that there are resemblance and applications of Qur'ans in their lives. Because those people that they abandoned Quran or abandoned family of the Prophet, either way, they lost part of guidance. One without another will not be sufficient for guidance of humanity. Because we have specifically in traditions of Ahlul Bayt that those who come to Ahlul Bayt, and the hadith said that they try to ignore their responsibilities, they try to slack off, and they're not putting efforts to do righteous deeds in the name of our mahabba, in the name of our love. They're not following us. They're not gaining anything from that love. And those who are isolating or putting aside family of the Prophet as those who are preserving the message of Quran and protecting revelation from abuse, from misinterpretation, from personal use. As we see after the Prophet ﷺ, Quran was used to justify people's ambition for power, such as Bani Umayyah and Muawiyah. They tried to convince people that what they do is Islamic, what they do is according to Quran. Even in the day of Ashura, we see that people try to use Quran to justify killing of Sayyid al-Shuhada alayhi salatu wassalam. That's why it's important to have Quran and Ahlul Bayt together. So people like Bani Umayyah, Bani Abbas, or even today we see all these fanatics and extremists who try to justify their crimes and their agenda in the name of Quran. Today is the day that on the third year after Hijrah, in the city of Medina, in the household of Ali alayhi salam and Fatima Az-Zahra, a baby boy was born that because of his presence that house started to shine and have that radiance, that by that light of the coming of this baby boy, Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam's early days of his life was the beginning of bringing joy to the life of Rasulullah, to the life of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Fatima Az-Zahra salamullah alayha. The first grandchild of the Prophet was born, and when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam came and he hugged the baby, he received the baby who was wrapped around, it was a white cloth wrapped around him. He asked Imam Ali alayhi salam that, Ya Ali, what did you name this baby? And that adab and manner of Ali alayhi salam to be the obedient Muslim, that he's not going to لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله, he's not going to advance the message of Allah, the word of God and the word of the messenger of God. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I will never let myself to go ahead of you to choose a name before you. And Rasulullah responded, I will not do the same with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will not go ahead of Allah or advance Allah in picking the name for this baby. And then Jibreel descended and the name Hassan was chosen for our second Imam. Hassan means beautiful. Hassan means righteous. And beauty of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam, not only physically, but also in his character and his personality, was evident from early stages of his childhood. We see that when Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, they are children, they notice an old man performing wudu incorrectly. So they came up with this idea how to let him know that his wudu is wrong without disrespecting him, without humiliating him, because they consider their age and they consider his age. So this is that khulq al-Hasan, this is that character that is a great example for all of us to look up to. That they came up with this idea that they asked this old man to be the judge. They said, you know, we are two brothers, Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein alayhim salam, and we want you to be the judge to see which one of us doing a better wudu. And after, of course, both of them performing perfect and complete wudu, that man will look at him and first of all admire them. And mashallah, you did such a great job, both of you. And he paid attention to mistakes of his own wudu. This is khulqul hasan. This is manners that is, as I said, is visible in the life of Imam al-Hasan since his childhood. So at the year 10th after Hijrah, when Imam al-Hasan is 7-year-old, so for 7 years, he experienced the presence of Prophet ﷺ and presence of his mother. Imagine what kind of family Imam al-Hasan grew up in, that your guardians are Rasulullah ﷺ, the best of creation. Your guardian, your father is Ali alayhi salam, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ya'sub al-Din. That's your father. And your mother is Fatima Az-Zahra, Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, the master of the woman of the universe. That kind of a family grew up, and your brothers, Hussein alayhi salam, Sayyidai Shabab Ahl al-Jannah, you and your brother as the master of the youth of paradise. That's the family. That's a unique family and environment that Imam Hassan alayhi salam grew up with. For 7 years, he was blessed by the kindness of the Prophet, that Shia and Sunni narrate that Rasulullah, whenever got a chance to embrace them, to play with them, and say and express words of endearment toward them, who would carry Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein on his shoulder, take them to masjid, even when it was in Jama'ah prayers, and Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein alayhim assalam, they're playing on the shoulder and on the back of the Prophet. Rasulullah would extend and prolong his sajda, so let his beloved grandchildren play, and they don't disturb their playing. That was the interaction of the Prophet with his grandchildren, with kindness, with love and compassion. Until at the age of 7, he lost suddenly two of his greatest influential characters of his life. In a matter of, in some narrations, 75 days or 90 days, he lost both his grandfather Rasulullah and his mother Fatima Az-Zahra salamullah alayha. And since that time, from the age of 7, we see that Imam Ali alayhi salam is the teacher. Imam Ali alayhi salam is father and mother for both Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. We have in Nahj al-Balagha, there are letters that Imam alayhi salam sent to Imam al-Hassan. It could be a great piece of advice. And inshallah, as we approach 19th of Ramadan, it's one of the great sources to look at and learn from, is advices of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam to his children, to Imam Hassan. And there is a letter, and there are scholars who actually publish books on that specific letter. It's not a very long letter, but it's a very profound, very practical, very knowledgeable, full of wisdom. So that connection between father and son continues. And there are lessons, by the way. I don't just want to reiterate history and repeat and review it. Rather, I want you to also understand that how practical and how relevant these lessons could be to us in our interactions with our children as well. So Imam Hassan is a son and at the same time a Shia, a follower of Imam Ali alayhi salam. From the age 7 to age 37. For 30 years, he is with Imam Ali alayhi salam. From the moment of the departure of his grandfather and the shahada of his mother, he's by Imam Ali alayhi salam's side. And he's present when Imam alayhi salam eventually is appointed to be the Khalifa. He was the Imam, regardless if people appreciate it or not, but the position of Khilafah was eventually for 5 years came to Imam Ali alayhi salam, and all the battles, in the battle of Nahrawan, Siffin, and Jamal, Imam al-Hassan is by Imam Ali alayhi salam's side. And his bravery is known, is narrated and is mentioned and recorded in the pages of history, that how in the battle of Jamal, at the center of this battle, the position was this camel, that the whole battle was named after this camel, that it was Imam al-Hassan who went to the battle and eventually ended the battle with slaughtering the camel and bringing an end to that opposition. But he's there by the side of Imam Ali alayhi salam. On the year 40th after Hijrah, on the 21st of Ramadan, after 30 years by side of his father, after the shahada and martyrdom of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appoints him to be the next Imam. And he takes the leadership of Ummah to be the proof of God, to be the guardian of Ummah at the age of 37, at the year 40th after Hijrah. And it takes 10 years for the Imam alayhi salam to continue his imamah until the year 50th after Hijrah. At the age 47, he was poisoned by the hand of his own wife, Ju'da, who was bribed by Muawiyah. So this was a bit of a history life, a bit of a chronological order of his life from the moment he was born until the Shahada. A very brief synapse, what we can call, of the life of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. But the point is that a lot of people focus on different aspects of his life, from his peace treaty with Muawiyah. But I want to also talk about that it is important to know that the Imam is fulfilling his responsibility as a leader, as a divine leader. And that responsibility could be different based on the time, based on situations, based on the people. Don't forget that Imam Hassan alayhi salam, like his father Imam Ali, never agreed to settle with Muawiyah. Rather, it was people. As there's a hadith by Fatima Az-Zahra salamullah alayha, Hazrat says that the example of an imam, a divine leader, is like Kaaba. The same way, house of God, people have to come and take advantage of the blessings of Kaaba. People have to accept and choose to come to Imam. Not that the Kaaba goes to people, it is opposite. That's what happened to Imam Ali alayhi salam. The ignorance of people prevailed, and instead of looking for ulil amr, those who are worthy of leadership of ummah, they chose to go to the wrong direction. The same way when Musa alayhi salam left his people for 40 days, and when he returned, they were worshipping the golden calf that somebody came up with. The ummah of the Prophet, they made the wrong choice as well. They followed the unworthy, less worthy, in comparison with Ahlul Bayt. So Imam Ali alayhi salam, he did what he could have done to guide the ummah. And when you see the ummah is in that deep ignorance, he tried to still do and contribute to society, still advise them. But he cannot force it upon people. Same thing happened in the Battle of Siffin, when Imam Ali alayhi salam began to get rid of the cancer that it was Bani Umayyah. And he was almost achieving it. But the trickster of Bani Umayyah came up with the idea of putting Quran on the spears and how we can change the course of this battle and make sure that now we're not going to lose it. And so-called companions and the soldiers of Imam Ali alayhi salam, instead of following their Imam, their leader, even if they didn't believe him as Imam, as their Khalifa, they decided to force Imam alayhi salam's hand to end the Battle of Siffin and go to Hakimiyya, go to a judgment and a ruling that eventually will be against what Imam alayhi salam wanted. People, they made their choice in that battle. And the story of Imam Hassan, his history continues. The domino effect of people ignorance, passing it from one generation to another, continued, unfortunately. And when Imam Hassan alayhi salam asked them to stand against Muawiyah, the same way Imam Ali alayhi salam did, once again people abandoned Hujjat of Allah. The commander of the army of Imam Hassan alayhi salam sold himself and accepted the bribery of Muawiyah. It's when we read about the peace treaty, it is important to note the precedents, the chain of events that led to that peace treaty. That people abandoned the Imam of their time. Even those who were supposed to be the closest to Imam, except few, like Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, who continuously supported his brother and the Imam of his time, Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salam, and few individuals. The rest, there were masses who their opinion would shift and their iman will not be strong enough and persistent enough to accept the truth and stand by the haqq and truth. So our Imam alayhi salam, after 6 months, and don't forget that after the Shahada of Imam Ali, everyone, even followers of Khulafa, those who believe in Khilafat system, not Imamat, they gave allegiance to Imam Hassan. So that's even among Ahlul Sunnah, Imam Hassan is known to be he's the final Khulafa Rashideen, according to their belief. Because people gave allegiance after Shahada of Imam Ali alayhi salam, people gave allegiance to Imam Hassan. until the whole confrontation with Muawiyah took place. And Imam eventually returned to Medina, because the job of the Imam, as I said, is the Kaaba, is to guide people, but people have to accept the guidance. قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. Allah said, we describe the difference between decay and growth. You know the difference between right and wrong. We taught you. Quran taught you, Messenger of God taught you. One of the names of Quran is Furqan, Al-Furqan, the differentiator, the divider between the truth and falsehood. And anybody who would know a bit about the character of Muawiyah and compare with the character of Imam Hassan would have been very easy to differentiate. Or the power of propaganda at the time. The time of Imam Hassan, it's a time that Muawiyah and Bani Umayyah's system is investing money to fabricate hadith. To fabricate hadith in their own favors and against Ahlul Bayt. The name of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam is disrespected and cursed on the minbar of Prophet. Those who are so-called speakers who were bribed and got money to say whatever Muawiyah and Bani Umayyah wanted them to say. These are going to stay in pages of history. We're going to remember that people who sold their faith and iman for a price. And that's what they've done. That's why people used to come from Sham to Medina. This is the Hassan, this is Husn, this is beauty of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam's character. They come and they start cursing Imam Ali alayhi salam, cursing Imam Hassan alayhi salam, saying whatever despicable word that they can say to Imam. And in return, Imam alayhi salam with grace responds, "Oh man, I think you're not from the city. I think you're a traveler. Why are you so upset? Do you need help? We're here to help you. Do you need a place to stay? We can offer you shelter. If you're hungry, come and be our guest. Why are you so upset?" That's the khulq of Imam Hassan. To fight propaganda with akhlaq. It's very important that when Imam returned to Medina, unfortunately, people are in sleep of ghafla and forgetfulness. They need a wake-up call. They need awakening. Why they decided to put aside the Imam of their time. Same way Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam used dua, Sayf Sajjadi, as we have, as one of the greatest treasures, as an awakening process for people's soul. To teach people how to purify yourself, to once again reconnect with God. Once again, readjust your priorities. Imam Hassan also did that when he returned to Medina, teaching people about the importance of akhlaq and manners, as well as teaching them wisdom. So interaction of the Imam alayhi salam, it's known that even his enemies will profess that he was a man of great patience, great amount of knowledge and wisdom. Even his enemies. So for somebody in that level to be abandoned, to become gharib, that same people who abandoned him, same people who sold Imam alayhi salam for the gold of Muawiyah, they would pass by his side, they will smirk, will whisper, and they said, we'll call him Ya Mudhill al-Mu'mineen. They dared to say that you are the one who humiliated the believers. And Imam would answer that I'm not the Mudhill al-Mu'mineen, I'm Mu'izz al-Mu'mineen. I give izzah to believers. Because those actual believers who stay by the side of Imam Hassan were getting persecuted, and we have in the peace treaty there were different amendments, and one part was Muawiyah has no right to persecute anyone from the Bani Hashim, from the Shia and the followers of Ahlul Bayt and followers of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And remember, Muawiyah is a cunning character, a deceitful person who wrapped himself in a shell or pretending to have virtue and piety. And people are falling for it. The ignorance of people was not to see the true face of this person. That's why Quran talks about munafiqeen and the hypocrites. How difficult it is sometimes to know who is the hypocrite. إذا جاءك المنافقون قالوا نشهد إنك لرسول الله والله يعلم إنك لرسوله والله يشهد إن المنافقين لكاذبون. O Messenger, there are hypocrites, there are munafiqs who come to you and they say, we believe in you, we testify that you are the messenger of God. But O Messenger, Allah knows that you are the messenger. But Allah testifies that they are lying. That what they say is not what they believe in heart. So Imam alayhi salam, in order to expose such personality, such cunning method and practice, he put amendments, parts to the peace treaty, that he broke all of them. He undermined all of them. Most of the part of those peace treaty was in regard of lack of persecution toward people who were the minority at the time, the followers of Ahlul Bayt, that the rights going to be returned to them, that from Baytul Mal there will be rights that has to be distributed among people in society that they need it, not just those who are connected to Bani Umayyah. Not only the Baytul Mal, the public wealth should not be limited to the system of Bani Umayyah or those who are loyal to them. Rather, it should be distributed among all, including those who are in opposition with Bani Umayyah, Bani Hashim specifically. The parts that he has no right to appoint anyone as a successor. He has no right. The Bani Umayyah's plan was to establish kingdom, dynasties, not leadership of Ummah, of Muslim Ummah. For them, Islam was just a pawn. It was just a tool. They can use it to justify their ambitions for power. That's why they would build fortresses, mansions, to justify their ambition. So Imam Hassan alayhi salam came back to Medina, and for less than 10 years, he lived among people. He invested his effort to, first of all, teach people about the importance of akhlaq, something that is essential to our faith. And also his generosity, his karama will benefit people. Because remember, when Muawiyah's ambition is to not only himself, but people around him, they are the one that they want to be the most powerful. They are the one that they're hoarding, accumulating wealth. So for that reason, there will be members of society, they're lower class, that they're going to suffer. When you have this gap between socioeconomical differences that exist in society, financially, economically, when there is that injustice, that people let themselves, because of the connections they had, they're able to do whatever they want. They have that freedom to oppress people. So with that come consequences, and one consequence is it will be the spread of poverty and faqr among people. So Imam alayhi salam, still as the Imam, even if people don't follow the Imam, it's like, as we say about the Imam of our time, like the sun who's behind in a cloudy day still will benefit inhabitants of the earth. Imam will still benefit people, even if the people abandon the Imam. Still, Imam alayhi salam is abandoned, but still he will benefit people. When it's necessary, he offer advices for the sake of Allah, for the sake of Ummah, for the sake of society. And Imam Hassan alayhi salam did the same thing. So for the sake of society and Ummah, not because people came and supported him, no. Like the same way when you have a light or a candle, still, even if people, for whatever reason, is going to have some plan to destroy the candle and light, still will benefit the surrounding. So we have that twice. Imam Hassan alayhi salam gave away and donated all his wealth. Imagine that. Imagine all you own, all you possess, you donate and you give it for the sake of Allah. Twice he did that in his life. 3 times he gave half of all he had for the sake of Allah. And then we ask why they call Imam Hassan Kareem of Ahlul Bayt, the most generous, the most noble of Ahlul Bayt. Because about Ahlul Bayt, we have that in Ziyarat Jami'a Kabira, which, by the way, if you're looking for authentic ziyarah, or ulama or maraji, when they go to ziyarah of Imam Riza, Imam Ali alayhi salam, any of the Ahlul Bayt, one of them that most of the maraji and ulama recommend to recite is Ziyarat Jami'a Kabira. It's narrated from Imam Hadi alayhi salam, very authentic ziyarah, and is an encyclopedia of imamat. If you want to know about imamat and or believe in imam, that's the ziyarah, that's the source you can refer to. In that ziyarah, we said about all of the Ahlul Bayt. That's why you can recite that ziyarah for any of the Ahlul Bayt. It's not just for one. You can recite for anyone. So in Ziyarah Jami Kabira, we said, وَسَجِيَّتُكُمُ الْكَرَمُ وَعَادَتُكُمُ الْإِحْسَانِ. O Ahlul Bayt, O family of the Prophet, your sajiyya, your practice was generosity. Your adat, your habit was ihsan, was to help, was to do good. And that's about all of the Ahlul Bayt. But Imam Hassan alayhi salam, the context, the time, the need of the time made it possible for us to see the pinnacle of generosity in the character of Imam Hassan. But about the rest of the Ahlul Bayt, we have that they have the same kind of generosity. That they would offer help. They would not let anyone come at their door and leave empty-handed, rather than support and help them. So that's why Imam Hassan is called Kareem al-Ahlul Bayt. We have that if somebody would compliment Imam alayhi salam for something that he had, like his horse, he would offer them that if you liked it, this is for you. Even we have that even an animal would come to Imam alayhi salam. We have one day Imam alayhi salam was eating and a dog came by and sat next to the Imam, and Imam alayhi salam shared and gave from his own food to the dog. And somebody tried to force the dog to go away, and Imam alayhi salam said, let it be. Let it be. It's a creation of Allah, and I'm creation of Allah. This is the humility, the humbleness. And Allah gave me from His sustenance and rizq And all I do is share part of that rizq of Allah with the creation of Allah. Let it be. Don't disturb it. The way he dealt with people was with kindness. These are examples for us. We have that Imam alayhi salam had a non-Muslim neighbor. It was a Yahudi neighbor. And this neighbor had a well, was located next to the wall of Imam alayhi salam's house. And because of that well, the wall was damaged and collapsed. But Imam alayhi salam didn't say anything to him. After a while, this, as I say, Yahudi neighbor of the Imam alayhi salam came and asked Imam Hassan, why you didn't tell me about this? I'm sorry for this. Why you didn't tell me? I would have fixed it. And Imam alayhi salam said, I did my right as your neighbor. And I knew that you will eventually fix it yourself. And I didn't want to put you under pressure. This is the way Imam alayhi salam dealt with people. His khulq was hasan. His manners, his akhlaq was beautiful. So there's a few teaching I would like to talk about Imam Hassan's hikmah, wisdom, and how relevant they are to our lives. And it is important that Imam alayhi salam is like a doctor, a doctor of faith, a doctor of soul, who offers a medicine suitable for the disease. So when Imam alayhi salam, let's say when Imam Hussein alayhi salam is dealing with people of his time, the wisdom of Imam alayhi salam is that people, الناس عبيد الدنيا والدين لعب على ألسنتهم يحوطونه ما درت معايشهم وإذا محسوا بالبلاء قل الديانون. Imam Hussein is dealing with people that said they are servants, they're enslaved by dunya. And the religion for them is game of tongue. They don't believe what they say. They are dealing with religion, they are involved in religion as long as it doesn't affect and impact their dunya, their way of acquiring dunya. When they're tested, وَإِذَا مُحِسُّوا بِالْبَلَاءِ, when they're truly tested, they're put in a difficulty and challenge and trials. قَلَّ الدَّيَّانُونَ, true believers are small, they're minimal in numbers. That's the dealing of the Imam with people who are so attached with dunya. But Imam Hassan al-Islam is dealing with a different disease, the disease of people being gullible. People lack of ability to recognize right from wrong. But some of these misguided people who come and disrespect Imam, it's not even about money, it's because they've heard things and they've believed it. That's why the hadith of Imam alayhi salam is, which even for today for us is very, very, I would say is pragmatic, and it could help us in our communities as well, is that Imam alayhi salam said, بين الحق والباطل أربع أصابع. Between truth and falsehood, there are 4 fingers. ما رأيت بعينك فهو الحق. What you see with your eyes, that's what the truth is. وقد تسمع بأذنيك باطلا كثيرا. But a lot of what you hear in abundant is false, is wrong. Of course, we're not talking about watching something that is, when it comes to videos and all that today, especially with all the technology, they could be even tempered with. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what you see is in character of someone. Imam said that what you see is haqq, what you hear, a lot of is batil. This is a power of propaganda. That they've heard things about Imam Ali, they've heard things about Ahlul Bayt, but they never saw it with their own eyes. And today is the same thing. You probably hear things People start, unfortunately, accusing people of things, destroying marriages, destroying families over something there is no evidence, there is no proof. Rather, it's creating that sense of suspicion toward one another. That's why ghiba is forbidden. It's not constructive. It's not productive. It's destructive. It makes people distance themselves from one another. So Imam is teaching a piece of wisdom relevant to the disease of the people of the time, the issue of them. And for us, it's the same. It is relevant to us. There are a lot of people, unfortunately, Islamophobia, propaganda against Islam, against Prophet, against our faith, make them think about Islam without even knowing. They've heard things, they've read things. How true are those accusations and claims? It's not that difficult to verify. It's very, very easy to verify and see how wrong they are. A propaganda system works in every time and era. And one way is to look at it, as I said, is to not believe everything you hear and read, in regard of people especially. Because there was a time there was assassination of character. You would not kill the person directly, but you would destroy their reputation, their character. There's another wisdom from Imam Hassan alayhi salam, which is also narrated from Imam Ali, which is also relevant. And one big issue of the people of the time of Imam Hassan was people, they saw dunya and they were mesmerized by dunya. The glamour of dynasty of Bani Umayyah and Muawiyah. So they forgot about the beauty of faith, the beauty of akhirah. That Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he conquered people's heart. He did not have great and powerful armies fully equipped. No, he conquered people's heart. That's why first people who believed in him were young people, were poor people. Like they see justice, they see truth, fairness in his message. So Imam Ali has this hadith, وَعْمَلْ لِدُنْيَاكَ كَأَنَّكَ تَعِيشُ أَبَدًا. So when you work for the sake of dunya, do a quality work as you are going to be immortal, that you're going to live forever. Don't be lazy in doing your responsibility. Don't slack off. Work for your dunya as you are immortal. Motivate yourself to not sit down and be idle. Don't let laziness take over. So for dunya, work as you're immortal. And I'm going to do a good job. That whatever I'm making, whatever I'm doing is going to last as long as it can. وَعْمَلْ لِآخِرَتِكَ كَأَنَّكَ تَمُودُ غَدًا. But at the same time, remember, you have to also invest for your akhirah. يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي قَدَّمْتُ لِحَيَاتِي. Quran says, on that day people will wish and regret that they should have sent something ahead of time before akhirah. So they have to also invest for akhirah and work for akhirah. But remember, when you work for akhirah, do it with this perception, كَأَنَّكَ تَمُودُ غَدًا. Maybe tomorrow is the last day of my life. Maybe today is the last day of my life and tomorrow is my death. That you're going to die tomorrow. So don't procrastinate when it comes to your akhirah. Don't say, oh, I have enough time to make up my fasting or my prayers or give my religious dues. كَأَنَّكَ تَمُودُ غَدًا. For akhirah, today is the time. Tomorrow could be late. Inshallah, that's enough for today. In summary, it is important to learn from the life of Imam Hassan and his character, his khulq, his interaction with people, his treatment of people. And also remember that the Imam is responsible to do what's best for people. And if people abandon the Imam, is on them. But still, Imam will not abandon people. The same way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the way He treats His creation. His ambassadors are like Him. That the same way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you turn away from me, as we say in dua iftitah, وَتَتَحَبُّ إِلَيَّ وَتَتَوَدَّدُ إِلَيَّ فَلَا أَقْبَلُ مِنْكَ. You face me, you show me love and compassion, but I turn away from you and I don't accept it from you, Ya Allah. But you still give me chance, another chance. Ahlul Bayt's approach toward people, because they are hujjat of Allah, they are connected to Allah. So Allah sent them to be His vicegerent, His Khalifa on earth. That's the way they follow the same method. That even people abandon them, left them, they will not abandon people, and they still offer help. And Imam alayhi salam did, through his generosity, through his teachings and wisdom, still he engaged people toward guidance. May Allah inshallah give us the tawfiq to learn from the legacy, from the sacrifice of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, that if today we have anything as followers of School Ahlul Bayt, we are in debt to the sacrifice of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, including Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. May Allah give us the worthiness to be eligible and qualified to receive shafa'ah and intercession of the Prophet and his family, especially Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wassalam. Thank you so much for your time. Once again, Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, the Wilad of Imam al-Hassan. I pray that you have joyous days and night in the month of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us with afiyat, with health and well-being, physically, mentally, spiritually. And may Allah accept our a'mal and efforts in this month and give us the tawfiq of experiencing the night of Qadr and find the awakening of the heart in the night of Qadr, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Sheikh, for your speech. And one more time, thank you, Muhammad Ali and Hassan, for your presentation. You guys did a great job. So guys, Sheikh, do you have time for a question answer today? It's almost 8 o'clock.
Are you asking me? Sorry.
Yes, I'm asking you.
Yes.
Now, can you tell us about, again, to remind people about that slide dot thing for the question answer for the future, since from now it'll be every day, inshallah?
Sure. So basically, there is a website you can post your questions. You can post it anonymously, or you can post it basically with posting your name. It's very simple. You go to this website. I'm going to text it for you. It's sli.do. Slido is together, but that's the whole website. So if you put that in your browser, you don't need to download the app. There is an app, but you don't have to. In your browser, if you enter Slido, then it's asking you for a code event, which is basically leading you to the right place, which is in this case, our program. And then over there, you can post your question. So I don't know if you want to have one right now, or we can have this tomorrow. It's up to you. I can just quickly create, and I will give you the code every day. So what I can do is, instead of my name on Zoom, I can put the Slido code. So you can follow that at the bottom of your screen. So that would be one way to do it. So I'll give you an example right now. Let's just do it. I put Wiladat of Imam Hassan. That would be the name of the event. And the code will be something simple we can come up with. Let's see if I can. So code is, for example, right now is 1214. So 12 14. If you go and right now enter that code, you will be able to ask questions. You can post your questions, and then I will see the questions here and I can answer them. So while I'm starting the lecture, I will, inshallah, from tomorrow, I will open the page, and then you can post your question maybe in the middle of my lecture. You remembered something or you have some question regarding what I said, you can post it then, or you can post it at the end. It's all up to you.
So Sheikh, so you have to change the code every day, or we can keep it same for?
We can keep it the same. So what I can do is, inshallah, because I just made it right now.
Yeah.
For tomorrow, I will make an event with inshallah till end of Ramadan.
So if people can post questions later on in the evening too, then you can follow up at night or later when you have time to make it a little more.
Yeah, it would be it's not a problem at all. So
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'll text you, inshallah, the detail. But what I do, I'll create one that we can use it till end of Ramadan, and we use the same code till end of Ramadan.
Inshallah.
But if somebody just said salam, it works. So alhamdulillah. So I got one. So if you have any question right now, if you want to ask in person, Bismillah. If not, maybe you can think about your questions and then post them tomorrow. Either way, I'm at your khidmat and service if it's possible.
Anybody have any questions?
Inshallah.
Inshallah, it looks like people don't have any questions today. They will warm up, inshallah, tomorrow. We don't have questions. It's first day of the lecture series.
Right.
Inshallah. So I will let you go, Muhammad. Then you have another program coming up too. I understand, right?
Yes, yes.
Inshallah.
But again, I'll be more than happy to from tomorrow when we have the Slido open, you can even post your questions at night or any time else, any other time, and then we will try to answer them as much as we can. So it's not just limited to the time that we're here that you can post question. It will be open 24/7.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
So, brothers, sisters, anybody else want to do any poetry recitation for Manqabat or anything? So if no, Mohsen or Shah, I guess everybody is getting ready for iftar, getting close. So inshallah, we'll start with the dua iftitah at 9:45 tonight, inshallah. 9:45 dua ajeel and dua iftitah. Mustafa, you want to say anything?
I'll see everybody at 9:45, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Khudafis.
Allah Hafiz.